Hang in
Dude,
there. It is.
that's Smylie Kaufman for 61. Wow.
I'm Smylie Kaufman, and this is The Smylie Show.
Welcome back to The Smylie Show, and if you are watching this on YouTube, we hope you are. You need to look no further than the shirt that Smylie is currently wearing to tee up today's guest. That is Chris Gotterup. Super excited to talk to Chris. At the time of recording, 20th in the Ryder Cup standings, playing some of the best golf of anybody on tour and majors in the past couple months. And the presenting sponsor for this interview is our good friends at Ahead. We are talking trust-based relationships. Ahead builds and manages digital platforms that power the most successful organizations in the world. Their consultative approach, unmatched engineering, and innovative solutions combine to accelerate the impact of technology in every client they serve. Ahead's long-standing relationships are built on outcomes and experiences with both their clients and technology partners. You can learn more about them at ahead.com. So, Smylie, this is I got to sit in on this conversation as I get to do all of them. It was a really fun way to learn about Chris. You know, we talked about the origin story in Jersey, starting out at Rutgers, going to Oklahoma. What part of this interview are you most excited for the audience to kind of listen to and or watch?
Well, I think just getting to know Chris Gotterup. I think so many people that watch golf, he's obviously an up and comer and a new guy for a lot of people. For me, I've known about Chris for a very long time. Why do I have a Rutgers golf shirt? That should be your first question that you ask yourself.
With that, yeah.
Is why do you own one of these? Because typically I'm always in purple and gold if I'm going to be wearing a college, and red is not in our color wheel in this house with an Auburn wife and then an LSU guy.
State red doesn't sit well with me either. So yeah, it's a departure.
All right. So my college roommate, teammate at LSU, Franco Castro, brother Roberto Castro, used to play on the PGA Tour. He played, he was the assistant coach at Rutgers and was kind enough to send me a shirt so I could support the Rutgers program while he was the assistant coach there. And of course, Chris Gotterup just happened to be playing under the Rutgers program at the time before he transferred to Oklahoma. So Chris Gotterup, big red guy.
And even that part of the journey I thought was super interesting about the factors that impacted the move in that COVID time and the way that though he really and truly loved his time there, the decision he had to make that kind of launched the rest of his career development. So all stuff that we're looking forward to getting you to watch and listen. We'll waste no more of your time. Let's get right to it. Smylie's conversation with Chris Gotterup.
Welcome back, guys. We got a great guest joining us today, Chris Gotterup. Chris, buddy, good to have you on. It's been a great run. It's been fun watching you have all the success. And I must say, I'm not surprised. It's ever since I played with you in Puerto Rico, I pretty much knew I needed to find a new career because I was going to be watching Chris Gotterup play some high-level golf for a long time. So it's so good to see the breakout. It was coming. Congrats, buddy. It's been fun to watch.
Appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so you are from New Jersey, which isn't exactly the golf hotbed of America. So tell me about your childhood, how you got into golf, where you're from in New Jersey as well. Because I think Little Silver is what I read. Is that little beach town in New Jersey?
Yeah, it's like there's like an hour stretch if you just drove south from there of like all beach towns and whatnot. But I mean, it's funny. Everyone says it's not like a hotbed for golf, but I mean, when you think of golf courses and golf, you think of New Jersey and New York, but it just for some reason there hasn't been a lot of guys that have come out of there. And honestly, there's been more in the last 6 years than the last probably 50 before that. But yeah, I mean, I grew up there, and played a couple different sports, and I really loved it. I still go back in the summertime and try to catch the good weather when I can. And but yeah, it was a great spot to grow up, and where I played at my club there, it's just a great place. No other way to describe it.
Yeah. What course you grew up playing?
Rumson Country Club.
Rumson. All right. What's the style of that sort of golf course? Was it? I mean, you're a bomber, so I kind of assume you had to hit a bunch of drivers growing up as a kid.
Yeah, it's not very long. It's probably 7,000 from the tips, but it's like as wide open as you can get. So I definitely grew up in not much fear of anything, which was nice. I mean, who knows? Maybe that was the reason why I hit it farther. but yeah, it's just a great place. Like the flattest walk of all time.
Oh, great.
I grew up caddying there. And it's just a good hang. A lot of cool people there.
You know, like when you see a guy like Gary Woodland, Dustin Johnson, these two players, when I think of them, they're like super athletic, both played different sports growing up, like some basketball, and of course, both very long hitters. And a lot of times you see the translation for players that grew up playing another sport, find a way to hit the ball very far. Did you also grow up playing different sports other than golf?
Yeah, I played lacrosse as a kid. That was kind of my thing, and that's a Northeast thing, and all my friends played that. And I don't know. I mean, I think there might be some correlation just with you gotta have some good like torque speed and stuff like that, and be able to rip the ball on net. But other than that, I don't know what the correlation would be. But it was just something else to take my mind off golf. And honestly, as a kid, up until college, really, I didn't take it seriously like kids do now. I hated traveling for it. I didn't understand why, and I was much more content just being at home and hanging out.
All right, what was your ball speed with the wax stick? Were you a guy less on accuracy, more on the strength, and just putting? It's like the knuckleball coming at you.
Yeah, I played attack, which is like a forward in other sports, but like I just sat in like the left corner and would just catch and shoot. I was like a black hole. But I was pretty good at. I mean, pretty good being relative. I wasn't gonna be anything, in college or anything. But like, I could shoot it pretty hard, and I don't know. I can't remember what speeds we were getting, but like, I could get. I think it was in like the 80 to 80 range, give or take. It would hurt if it hit you. I've gotten hit in the neck before, and it does not feel good.
Well, when'd you stop playing?
In high school, because in New Jersey, golf and lacrosse were the same season.
Which was fall?
Spring.
Oh, really? Golf was in spring in New Jersey.
Yeah,
I can imagine that was not great.
No, not ideal.
Who made that decision? I feel like that's the wrong call.
Someone that doesn't play golf.
I mean, does that have everything to do with just golf in the fall being really pure and the golf courses don't want to give up like tee times?
Maybe, but we played a lot of like county courses, so I don't know. I don't really know. I'm sure it was just someone said it back in the day, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, sounds good."
Yeah,
probably an afterthought.
I can't imagine. I mean, because when would you start? March, like March and up in the Northeast.
Honestly, maybe even before. Like, I don't.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was a lot of like 42 degrees and not fun.
Oh my gosh!
All of our stuff, like New Jersey, like I talked to the guys in Oklahoma and whatnot, and everywhere. Like New Jersey high school golf was, a joke compared to like everything was 9 holes, and other than like the major tournaments were 18, but like it was not a very big thing.
Well, so like what junior golf did you play? Was there mostly local stuff, or did you play much national events?
I played like 2 AJGAs.
Only 2. Wow.
Like 2 or 3. I really did not like. There was only one in New York, I think, at the time, and I was like, I'm doing that, and that's it. Like I don't like I went to like Texas once, and I shot $1 million, and I was like, that was not worth my time or my like. I hated the idea that my parents would spend money on me to go like travel, and I'd play like,
So you had like that added pressure. So you just So you wore it a little bit, okay?
Yeah, and I wasn't like I wasn't like a world beater as a kid, so I didn't see like where it was going.
Yeah.
But I just played a lot of like. I mean, we were lucky too with New Jersey State Golf Association and MGA, which is the Met. Like we played amazing courses, and they had great stuff. And I played like the New Jersey Am, Met Am, the junior stuff. So that was kind of my like circuit as a kid.
I mean, you kind of strike me as a player, Chris, probably as like a junior that was either hot, like you're either on or you weren't on. Is this true?
Oh, yeah.
Like I just see like a lot of 83 68s in tournaments.
For sure.
Is that kind of what you were doing in junior golf?
Yeah, I would play good and then I would lose it. Like it's funny. I have some swings on my phone from high school, and like it's amazing.
What's it look like?
Just ungodly long, like driver going back to my knees. Like the fact that I was even able to square it up is crazy. But I definitely was not a very like I would hit it nice some days, and like you said, I played good. But like when I was hitting it bad, it was ugly.
Was there a certain coach that kind of entered your in your golf career that kind of helped with just basic fundamentals to kind of get you to a point where you started to get more consistently to realize, okay, not only can I do this maybe in college, but I can dream about doing this maybe for a living one day?
Yeah, there's definitely levels to my like golf. At Rumson, we had a pro, Brian Gaffney, who was at the Whistling Straits. He made the cut. Like I forget, it was the PGA.
Yeah.
So he was a very good player, a couple U.S. Opens. So like he was the guy that I would play with after work, and we would practice and whatnot. And there's actually a funny picture, my mom has it, of like I was practicing and my brother's like asleep on the mat next to me as a kid. But my coach that I work with now, I've been working with him since high school. So
oh, wow.
he's been we've had a slow kind of progression, and both my college coaches too were very instrumental in the stepping stones that I took.
Yeah, and so you're obviously only playing local regional type of golf. For you, you obviously ended up going to Rutgers, but did you have any other schools that were dream schools that were in mind, or did you always kind of want to stay a little closer to home?
I can't even really remember, other than like I knew I was limited in my decision to play. Not that I was like going to be able to go wherever I wanted, like a lot of these kids now, but like the way I played and where I played, like I was limited to the Northeast for the most part, because that's just where people looked. But I really only had an offer from Rutgers and Loyola, Maryland. Those are like the two schools that I talked to really. And I loved the Rutgers. Just joined the Big Ten at the time. I really liked Coach, and like I could see myself there and doing well. But like it's funny, my family's not Rutgers fans now. They are, but like we never grew up being like I'm going to the New Jersey State School. Like it just kind of happened. I really don't have like a good reason other than I liked it and I had a great offer and Coach believed in me.
Well, that's awesome. And I of course, became a Rutgers golf fan when I guess this would have probably been your junior year. My college roommate, Franco Castro, brother of tour player Roberto Castro, joined the squad as the assistant coach. And he actually told me that he had a couple different offers of where to go, be an assistant coach. And he mainly chose Rutgers because or really just have an opportunity to coach you. So I've known about you for a very long time. And luckily, because I know Franco, I also get a couple of inside tips on what to ask Chris Gotterup in an interview. So one of the things he told me to ask was, how was Hammock Beach coming off of winter break freshman year? This is a golf course, I believe, that apparently maybe didn't quite go so hot coming out of winter break.
Yeah, I was always like growing up, I didn't touch my clubs until after Christmas, usually from who knows when, October till, and like I'd always go down to Florida. I remember playing Medalist and like as a kid, and I'd just be like, I'm never coming back here. Like I'd lose 10 balls. And I was like, this is hell. But yeah, I've had a couple. There was a couple. Hammock Beach is where we played the Big Ten match play.
Oh, it is.
And it's a cool course, but there's some water holes and some houses. And I've struggled there. And then there's this other place. I don't think Frank was the coach when we were there, but we went to like the Slammer and the Squire.
Yeah, down in like St. Augustine, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of an open course, so isn't it?
Yeah, but we did a training trip there, and I shot 100 3 days in a row.
Stop it.
Swear to God.
Like actually 100?
Yes. Like,
oh, man.
Like, it was, Coach was probably like, my life's over. Like,
oh my gosh. Like you were supposed to be the diamond in the rough. Like the guy that hits it really far. You're going to figure it out. Yeah,
and it was funny. Like looking back on it now, I think they played a Korn Ferry event there in COVID, and I saw they shot like 30 under, and I was like, holy crap. Like, it was crazy. It was like.
So what was going on? What was going on?
I mean, I was just hitting it all over the map. Like, any water, I'd find it. I can't even remember. Like, I can remember one tee ball I hit. It's like the 9th hole. There was like a pond that was 50 yards and then trees, and I'd hit it like into the trees right at the pond.
Oh, man, I got that shot.
Yeah. So it's just like there's funny stories like that. Like where like you just look back and you're like, how is this even possible?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of players, especially at a young age, would put a lot more pressure on themselves and lose a lot of confidence. And apparently, that didn't happen with you. So what was the key for you to kind of get back on the horse, keep at it, not lose the faith, and eventually kind of get to where you started playing some better golf over the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of what I said before, where like I went down to Florida knowing like this is not going to be good. Like it was really just knock the rust off, like. Sometimes more rust than I'd like, but it would take me a couple weeks / months to get out of it because I really like. You
didn't touch a club for how long?
3 months probably, 2-3 months, and like in college we started to practice more inside and I got better coming into the spring, but like it was really just I don't have like a good answer as to why I figured it out kind of, but like. I really just kind of stuck with it, and I really liked the grind of it. And I would always go after class or whatever, and just go to the range that we had on campus, and I would just hit balls and go like not knowing what I'm doing, but like I loved going there by myself, hitting balls, and like figuring stuff out, whether it was made me worse or better at the time. But like there was definitely that aspect of it, just a lot of hours just spent hitting balls and my junior or sophomore year into my junior year, I lost like 40 pounds.
Oh.
And that like for some reason kicked a lot of stuff into like the right gear.
Is that working out, diet? What was?
Yeah, a mix of everything. I mean, I was very out of shape, which made it easier to lose some weight. But like, yeah, I just for some reason I kicked it into gear and everything just kind of started clicking from there.
Man, that's interesting. Too many man sodas, you think, or what?
I in high school and like my freshman year, we would play in high school. I'd play Call of Duty with my friends till like 2 a.m.
Okay.
Eating all sorts of crap, and and it caught up with me.
So it's a little bit. It sounds like to me just a dedication deal. Like you realize, okay, if I want to play this at the next level, like or just be a very good college player, I got to put the time in.
Yeah, and it was more, I didn't go into school being like I'm turning pro after school. Like I just went in and like
see how it goes.
Right, let's see how it goes. Yeah, see how it goes really. And I think I started to see like, all right, I played good. I won like I played really good in the Med-Am one summer, like my sophomore year, and I was like, all right, I just beat some like good players.
Yeah,
maybe I am all right, like pretty good at this. So then I like once I started seeing some results on top of it, it definitely helped me like take it seriously.
Was one of the keys potentially that you realize that if I don't use the Velcro on my glove, that could be a huge key? Is that something that you figured out, or what's the deal with that? That's such an odd deal.
It's amazing how fascinated everyone was with the glove. Like it really was like as a kid, like I have a super strong left grip, and as a kid,
it would always come up when it would always pop off.
Crunch, like the Velcro would crunch, and I hated it. I hated the sound of it, and I was probably just cupping the shit out of my wrist. But I hated the sound, so like I would always chip unstrapped, and then I just eventually, half laziness, just would throw my glove on and just hit balls, and I just. It's not coming off when it's on the club. So.
I mean, even Frankie told me that like you don't even like to tie your shoes. Like you would prefer to not have your shoes tied. So there seems to be some form of looseness factor that definitely suits you.
Yeah, I'm a big like just sweatshirt guy and gym shorts and
throw the chain, man. Chain gang.
Yeah, exactly.
What's on the chain? Is it one chain? How many chains we got?
I have two. I have one like white one and one yellow one. I wanted to get something, and that was that.
It's a Jersey thing, right?
I don't know. I guess.
I need to get one. How do you think I would do? Can you pull it off?
Yeah, I mean everyone's got one. Whether it's
Oh man. Well, tell me about just the end of your college career at Rutgers, because I think one of the things that I thought happened was that you spent 3 years at Rutgers, then you transferred to Oklahoma. But what I figured out was that you did 4, and then you had a COVID year, then you transferred to Oklahoma. So yeah. I guess where I want to go here is leading up into your senior year, you finish your 4th year at Rutgers. Obviously, you've had some success. Was there a decision to be made for you on whether you wanted to turn pro, or were you thinking about, man, I got unfinished business left in college?
No, there wasn't a thought of turning pro. I was not ready at the time. So it kind of was very COVID-related decision. But my junior year at Colleton River, we played. It was like whenever COVID, that day everything got shut down.
Yeah.
It was like 2 days after that event. But at that event, I woke up one morning at like the day before the event, and I swear I thought I like banged my hand on like the headboard, and my hand was killing me. I literally thought I broke my hand in my sleep. Like I was fine, played a practice round, and then so I played the event, and then I get home and I had like a torn ligament in my thumb, and I had to get like a bone graft on my I had like a cyst on my thumb. So I was shut down for the whole summer, and then with COVID and everything, Rutgers or the Big Ten didn't play in the fall, and then the spring was still kind of iffy. But then I saw all these schools in like the South being like, they were all playing, and they didn't,
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if this is going to keep going for another year. Who knew at the time? So I wanted to finish out my 4 years. Like I committed to 4 years, and I loved it there, but there was just too much, like a lot of uncertainty, and I was at the point where I was an All-American. I had my stuff, like I did cool stuff at Rutgers, and I was like, if I'm going to do this for real, like turning pro at some point, I got to go somewhere far away and so different, because I kind of had like not mastered, but like I knew the courses we were playing. I was gonna play every event, like. Not that it was easy, but like I was very comfortable, and I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to be challenged.
When you and I had dinner right before the U.S. Open, which was a great night, by the way, it was kind of right at the beginning of this run you've gone on. So I have to take a little credit here. Maybe you need to go. You need to go to more dinners with me. But the thing that surprised me, Chris, was that when I asked you about Oklahoma, which is obviously a great school, but it wouldn't be the first place that I would guess a guy from New Jersey would go to unless he just liked the color red. How did you end up at Oklahoma? And obviously Ryan Hibble's done an incredible job there. So, tell me how you ended up there.
Yeah, that year when I was transferring, I think them and Pepperdine both played in the national championship, and I knew Oklahoma was losing, 3 guys that were very good players, and I knew I could slot myself in nicely there. But I went and visited there, Pepperdine and Auburn, all in the same week. And I know, like, people told me, like, hey, you got to check out Oklahoma. Like, Hibble's amazing. And the type of coach he was similar to my Rutgers coach. More of, like, almost like a football guy. Kind of like he'll get on you if you're doing something wrong, which I liked. Like, I knew I wasn't perfect and I needed some tough love every once in a while. But, I went there. I never thought I would end up there, and I went out. That was my first visit, and I loved it. And I went to the other ones, and I went home like I'm going to Oklahoma.
Well, Frankie told me you have a New Jersey tat. So did you get an Oklahoma tat when you got there?
No. We had the New Jersey State logo on our shirts at school.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be cool if I tattooed it on my back.
So like
I don't know if I'd do it again. Yeah, it's like right here. I don't know if I'd do it again, but it's cool. I have good reason for it, and
sure.
It's a conversation piece. Not that I have my shirt off around people that often, but
tell me about Ryan Hibble and just y'all's or just your development over that year. You obviously make a great move, and it worked out amazing for you. You basically won the Heisman Trophy of golf for that one that year you ended up at Oklahoma. So obviously things could not have gone better for you.
Yeah, it was just like a weird time where like everything seemed to be working in my favor with COVID happening, everything being shut down. I was, recovering from my surgery, and it really took me like a full year to get back to like no pain and no weird feelings in my hand. And it kind of just like parlayed right into that year. And I really just kind of hit the ground running. I remember the first qualifier, everyone was probably like, screw this kid. And then I ended up winning by like a bunch. And I think there I was like, I proved to myself. I was like, coach told me first day I got there, he's like, we know you're good, but you're gonna have to earn it, and you have no guaranteed spot on the team other than being on the team. So I was like, all right, I got to go. Like, this is not a joke. And so I just kind of figured it out a little bit. I played good, and it was nice too because I had already graduated, so I didn't really take many classes. Like, I took what I needed to take, and I was going there for golf. So I practiced all day, and I really just liked the grind there. And
wait, what class did you take?
I don't even know. There were. All I had to do was be eligible, so that was what I did.
Did you take classes on like riding the horse into the stadium, like the whole?
That probably would have been better. That probably would have been better than what I was taking. I remember I went to one. I had one in person each semester, and I went to one. And I don't know if I should say this, but like I went to one. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And so I just
I've already done my 4 years of school.
Yeah, exactly. I got good grades at Rutgers, relatively speaking, and I was like, I did my part. Like, I gave up.
I did my time. I love that.
Coach was like, just be eligible. We know you're not here for academic boosting. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked qualifying. I really liked. It was very intense. Like Coach said, like qualifying is going to be hard, and I think it helped, like, going into tournaments knowing that I earned my place. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of just put some good tournaments together, and
sure.
I kind of just started getting confidence. That was really kind of the only. It wasn't like I was a different person than at Rutgers. I just I kind of just put things together.
I have two questions that come to mind. One is the weather, obviously, you experience in New Jersey is going to be a lot different than the conditions you'll have in Oklahoma. The wind is what comes to mind really in Oklahoma. You're a very low ball flight hitter when I played with you, and I noticed that on tour as well. Was that something that you've always had, or did you kind of develop this over time? Did you develop it a little bit more at Oklahoma? Just curious about that.
I kind of always had it. But I do it way more now than I ever did. And it's probably because of playing in the wind all the time.
Yeah.
Really not a day where it's not windy here. But I don't know, I don't know when it happened, or I always liked moving the ball. Like when I was growing up, I loved just like hitting a 30-yard slice, even though I could hit it dead straight. So it's kind of just one of those things. And then once it started getting windy, I had to do it.
Right.
So it kind of fit my eyes nicely. I always liked working it with the wind, and it was just kind of one of those things that I never really thought of it, but now when I go play places, I'm just hitting like flighted shots everywhere.
It sounds like to me like you like to play the golf game very creatively, and so the second part of the question would be: was there a part of your game that needed work, or maybe that something that you were able to hide a little bit in the college game that maybe you kind of realized over time? Okay, I needed to kind of develop more shots or more better technique in a certain aspect of your game.
Yeah, when I got to school, it was like 120 yards, and then that was going to be my wheelhouse. Like I've always been a good driver of the ball.
Except coming out of winter break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, except down in Florida in December and January. But I always putting has always been my not nemesis, but I need to be. You can never be good enough at putting, one, and two, I was not good enough at putting.
Yeah.
So we always worked on that, and Coach is one of the best putters, of all time.
So that helped getting his advice, just picking his brain a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just you being around people that see things differently and asking questions and picking things that you liked that you could use, and it was stuff like that. And it was more a lot of time that I put in of I had these facilities and I could get better, and I had the time to do it, and I wanted to do it, and I think it was just kind of it was a good place at the right time for me.
It's like Joe Burrow coming to LSU. It was just business. It was just business.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it I was going there for golf. It was kind of my it was my year to see what I can do.
Was there anything or any advice that came from Ryan or another teammate that stuck out as something that you still use today, whether it's technique or how you play certain shots or putting? Is there anything that sticks out from that time?
No, not so much in that sense. But there was one thing that Coach said to me one time in qualifying, and I was like, "Holy shit, that makes so much sense!" He was like, it never hurts to go put 3-4 under or like 4 3-unders together in like qualifying. Like you're gonna earn your spot, and like I think a lot of times in qualifying you're like, I gotta go shoot a 7-under today. Like I gotta get off to a good start, and I think it's like the same on tour too, where like Korn Ferry Tour maybe not. You need to go shoot 6 under every day, but like on tour if you go shoot 3 under every day, you're gonna be in a good spot, and you go get hot one day. And it was just like it simplified it to where like there wasn't as much pressure on every shot of like I have to execute or else I'm falling behind. It was like just kind of stay the course and hope to get hot at the right time.
When your senior year started, I guess, or going into this year at Oklahoma, where were you on the PGA Tour U standings? Because obviously when you finished the year as the best player and the Fred Haskins Award winner, when I was surprised to go back and find that you were 7th at the end of the year on the PGA Tour U standings, I was kind of thinking that I was like scrolling down. I was like looking for your name, and I was expecting you to be either 1, 2, or 3. Did you just start too far back? What?
Yeah, I don't know where I started. It was outside the 30 range for sure.
Gotcha.
But honestly, it's funny you say that. Like finishing 7th was the best thing that ever happened because I didn't like. I think if I finished, I don't know what would have happened, but like I think if I finished top 5, I would have gotten Korn Ferry for this summer, and I would have gone and played Korn Ferry. But I finished 7, and I had a bunch of sponsor exemptions lined up, so I went and played like Travelers, John Deere, all that, and I played well in those. So that got me Korn Ferry status for next year. And so like kind of worked out nicely in that sense where like I could have gone and, gotten a couple 20th or 30th and that would have been at, first stage of Q school where like I finished in a spot where I got automatically the final stage from my points for the year. So it kind of worked like it funny enough worked out that way.
What did you think of the whole Korn Ferry Tour season? It's so interesting talking to players that have never traveled and I mean, not to say that you haven't traveled, but literally traveled for your job week to week. It feels like the traveling circus, and you've never played that much golf in your life, and you're just trying to figure out how to shoot 6 under every single day, like you talked about.
Yeah, honestly, the travel part for me wasn't like because I was like I played 12 events on tour that summer, so I kind of got the feel of like
sure.
But I was we were getting courtesy cars every week, and I definitely got spoiled. And then I'm back to in the Bahamas and and figuring it out. But the thing that surprised me with Korn Ferry was like I had a lot of people tell me like, especially after my start on tour, like they're like you're gonna be here and like we'll see you back here next year, and like you're gonna breeze through this. And it was really hard. Like the amount of good players that play good every week on that tour is, I don't think people understand. Like you have to go shoot 20 under to get a top 5 every week. That might be 20 under might be 18th one week.
You got to wedge it good and you got to putt it good.
And like I said, like that was my stuff I needed to work on, and I definitely got better as the year went on. But like you said, it was just such a long, like it's such a hard grind of like you have to make it all the way to October from
healthy
January whatever, and every week is stressful, especially the last. Like I wasn't in a spot going into the finals where.
Yeah, you finished 23rd, man. Like you were right there on it.
Well, yeah, I went into it at like 26. Whew. So like I needed a good week. It was not a shoe-in, finish. And that course, the final course is
Omaha,
not
right?
one that. What?
Wasn't it Omaha?
No, it was Victoria National.
Oh,
That's
they're done that. This guy's won there.
Not the place you want to be playing. And I actually played there in Korn Ferry Tour Finals the year before, and I shot $1 million. So I was like,
been there, done that too.
I had my demons there.
I really don't even know if I've shot in the 70s at Victoria National. I've either shot in the 60s or the 80s. It's boom or bust for me there.
The first year I was playing all right, and I dunked like 3 in the water on 18.
Easy to do, man. You're just staring it right in the face there. Gosh, it's a hard tee shot. I just kind of. I toughed it out that week, but it was not easy. Oh man. All right. So when did you make the decision to move to Edmond? Right? Is that where you are?
Yeah.
So what, did that decision come right after your time at Oklahoma, or did you move back somewhere?
I went back to New Jersey because I was kind of gone. I hadn't figured out, like, it all happened so fast. Like, I won the Haskins and then went straight to Canada to play RBC like 3 days after. So I didn't really even have time to like do anything. But then I moved here in the first week of the new year after that, and I lived with my buddy Logan for like 3 months.
He was counting for you, right, Logan? No.
Logan McAllister, he's on Korn Ferry.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We were roommates at OU.
Who was counting for you in Puerto Rico?
My buddy Ryan.
Gosh, I don't know. Felt like Logan. Felt right.
It fits. But yeah, so I moved here. I kind of just said I'm going to move to the place where I know the most people that play golf that are my age. And
is it Oak Tree National? Is that the golf course?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
Very.
So you basically can play a golf course that's going to test you every day, and you have players to compete against. Like, what is it? Is Victor's there, right? Max
Victor's
McGreevy,
here,
Austin Eckert.
Yeah, Quaid, Cummins, Logan, and then there's a couple other Korn Ferry guys like Josh Creel, Reen Gibson.
Reen Gibson's there. Wow,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I played on the Korn Ferry tour with them. Great guy.
Yeah, there's probably 10 guys with status out here, which is for kind of middle of nowhere Oklahoma.
All right,
Taylor Gooch is here.
All right? So what's the game? What's the standard game that you guys play?
It's usually Banker or Wolf.
Banker.
Yeah,
I've never played Banker, but I've heard it's a good game.
It's good. It's the game where, like, if you play good, you're going to make money. There's nothing worse than playing good.
Yeah.
And you play, Wolf, and then the last 3 holes you lose $400 and you're up $200 and you're playing good. It's like,
oh man,
why the hell did I even come out here?
I can't stand when you play good for the first 15 holes, then the order switches up. Next thing you know, you get doubled up on the wrong side, and
and we have like
money.
A perfect finish for like chaos here too. So it's like. It's the classic Pete Dye 5, 3, 4, and brutal 3 and 4 to finish.
What's a good score out there?
Right now, it's like if you go shoot 4 under, like you feel good about yourself.
Wow.
But like when I first joined, they just switched to Bermuda, and we were shooting like 3-4 over, and you were winning
firm.
money.
Just so firm.
Yeah,
and it's windy too. I imagine that doesn't help.
Yeah, no.
But I imagine life is kind of on the slow side. I would imagine Edmond.
For sure on the slow side.
It's not quite a fast-paced style like maybe New Jersey could get, or at least or New York could get. So what do you guys do on a weekend? Is somebody cooking? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's perfect place to come for like like this week. I'm off this week. It's like the perfect place to come for a week off because I mosey around, I get my stuff done. And, I cook here and I'll go to the course. Like, the range is literally like 50 yards right there. So, like,
you were just fishing before you came on.
I drove the golf cart out and was fishing. And so we have stuff. And then OKC is like 20 minutes. So if you want to go to a nice dinner,
okay.
Go downtown. But usually, like, Austin lives right down the block. Quaid lives right down the block. And then Logan lives across the street. So, like, if we're all home together, we'll cook, and Quaid's usually the barbecue guy. So,
okay, so Quaid's the cooker?
Yeah, Quaid's the barbecue guy.
All right.
If we're around.
You just show up and eat? That's your thing?
Yeah, I mean, I try to bring something, but...
bring a potato salad or something.
Yeah, a store-bought.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe some of the store-bought cookies, too, just a nice added touch. Well, your rookie year is interesting because... I mean, how would you rate your rookie year? You of course won on the PGA Tour. You won at Myrtle Beach. And the rest of your year, it seemed like you had your moments, but also maybe had some learning to do throughout. So how would you grade the season? It seems like an interesting one to me.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Now, knowing what I know, I don't know. I don't even know how I would rate it. I mean, I won, so
winning always it plays you. You feel like it accomplished the goal of security, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was a big thing because it was a very stressful year in the fact that the first 8 events on my number for Korn Ferry, I didn't get into Sony. I didn't get into I had to get a sponsor exemption into Honda. And so, stuff that you would normally get into, like every week I didn't know if I was playing. I was always kind of right on like the cusp. So it was like, and I was 23. I thought I was going to be in a great spot.
Yeah, that sucks, man. So you're just like already kind of pushing, and maybe just feeling like you're already behind the 8 ball.
For sure. You felt like you started the year. You played half the events that the guys would play. But then I go and win, and obviously that's like, all right, I'm here, and then I go miss. It felt like every cut after that, or finish 40th, and you're just like, and you still don't have it. But I learned a lot in the fact that like I thought I had to play everything, and I really wore myself out, and I got back from Japan at the end of last year, and I was like, I'm done. Like my hand was hurting me, and I was like, so I thought I was going to be back on the IR with my hand, and I really just was like, all right, I'm taking 3 months, and I'm done. Like, and then I kind of got back into this year, and I was kind of doing the same thing. I'd play good every once in a while, but I really didn't figure it out, and I really just learned a lot. Like it was a year of, like you said, a year of learning.
Sure.
Obviously, you win, everything's great, but it's like there's a lot more downs than ups last year.
Oh, after your 3 months off, you didn't go down and play the Slammer and the Squire, did you?
No. No, I was trying to be in Florida in the winter and pre-rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh, that was too good. Well, I mean, winning obviously gets you in that security blanket of not worrying about status quite as much. And you elevated to that different category, so you got better tee times. Lifelong Tour is just much cleaner when you don't have to worry about that. And so let's kind of talk a little bit about this year leading all the way up until the U.S. Open, because it seems like you were right on the cusp so many weeks really to like kind of getting into contention, but not really getting into contention, but not playing bad enough to consider it a bad week, if that makes sense. Like tons of like 10 to 25th.
I had a lot of like, all right, that was a good week, but where like I finished 18th, and it'd be like, you can't really complain about an 18th, but you also like, man, I feel like I'm playing better. I feel like I'm playing better than this.
Like you could almost go and find like a shot or two. Like,
for sure,
God, like I know I can handle like that simple thing I should have done.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a lot of, now that looking back on it too, I talked with like everyone that is a part of my team, and it was like, I played 3 good rounds, and I just couldn't. There was always a 4th round that like. And it would always be, whether it be Saturday, Friday, or like,
just
I would
one
just
round.
shoot 1 under and, or even, and be like, damn, I lost my footing in the tournament a little bit. And then I'd go bounce back with a Sunday and play good and, finish 18th. But it was like, I just couldn't put it together, but I knew I wasn't doing stuff wrong either. So it was like a funny, you're at the line where you're like, do I switch it all up, or do I just keep hammering at it and hope it breaks through?
So how crucial was it for you to qualify for the U.S. Open? By the way, I love that you went old school and went back to the Rutgers bag, qualifying up in was it New Jersey? Is that right?
Yeah.
Love that.
That's where I got through my first time, and so I like just going back home for the weekend before, and I know those courses, and I think my game is built from those courses. So I knew I could play well, and if I go play good, I can qualify. And it was nice where it's like, last 2 years ago, my college coach caddied for me, and I 3-putted 18 to miss by 1. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to get it back this year. And I wasn't going to make my caddy carry the staff bag.
And so how crucial was it, though? You make it into the U.S. Open, and it turned out to be really just a crucial week for you. I mean, anytime you get in a major championship and you feel like you're like part of somewhat of a storyline. I know those 4 guys were out in front, but you had a good enough week to where you felt like, man, I'm not that far off from contending in a major.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I shot a couple over the first round, but I really didn't feel like I even played that bad.
Those are long rounds, Thursday, Friday, U.S. Opens, man.
And then Friday I played amazing. I think I shot like 2 under or something on Friday, and I was like, all right, I'm right back into it. Like, you go shoot an under par round at one of those, and you're right back into it.
Totally.
And then I followed it up with another 1 under or 2 under, and I was like a 10th or something. So I was like, I'm playing. Like, I was playing really good. Like, I was hitting great shots and, not making mistakes. Like, I don't think I made a double all week. which is
that was a key that week. That was a key.
Yeah, and I just played good. I really didn't have much stress like in my rounds. And then Sunday was just a weird day. Like I felt like I played fine. I hit some wacky shots, but it was also like crazy weather.
It was wild weather.
And I really didn't feel like I played that bad. It was just kind of one of those rounds that like I was like just hanging there, and and it was just I played good, and I just didn't I didn't get it all out, but I walked out of there being like, all right, that was a good week.
Did you have to play after the rain delay?
Yeah, I had to play like 8 holes or 9 holes.
So, what was your opinion of the conditions?
I mean, it was crazy, but like, it was one of those where it was like so wet that you wouldn't get mud balls or anything, but it was just so like, it was so wet.
Every step I took, it felt like I was stepping in a puddle.
Yeah, it was very strange, but I don't know. It's just one of like. You were just trying to grind it out and hit it in the right spot and hope to make it work.
So, all right. So you hop on. Did they do a charter still from the Deer to over to the Scottish? So you hop on the charter going to the Scottish. Where's your mind at on that long flight heading over to the Scottish? Are you in a frame of mind ready to win? Are you feeling any hesitancies about your game at all?
Not really. I mean, it was funny. I was actually first alternate for Scottish that week.
What? I didn't know that. Holy moly.
And I ended up being like 3 in, but still, like I was debating on where I'm going. But I had a good week at the Deer. Like I'd played well there in the past and played good. Like you said, another one of those like T20. Played good. One day kind of, I think the last day I didn't play great. I 3-putted like the first hole, and I was like, oh, here we go. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid week, and I'd had I don't know 8 or 9 top 25s in the last like 10, 11 events. So I knew I was in a good spot, and I had good vibes from like I liked the Scottish tournament. I thought it was fun. Like there's a couple of us going over there, and we're gonna go hang out, and we were playing North Berwick on Tuesday. So it's just like one of those. It was very like. Casual, laid back, fun week. And
what'd you think, North Berwick?
I played last year as well. And it's very cool. Like
I love it.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. It's so different.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that when they designed that place that they could look that far and ahead in advance. And like so many of the template homes we use in modern architecture is from that golf course. It's just bizarre to me, the whole experience.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just like. It is
like how do they know?
Golf course,
like how they know?
it's so much fun to play.
Definitely. So, what is it? The hole with the little rock wall? Is it 13? I don't.
Yeah, 13.
I can't remember what it's called. It's got a certain name. Did you drive it up there next to the green and just like?
Yeah, we hit it like next to the wall and just popped it over the wall and knocked it close. But
it's it feels like you're almost like in a putt situation. Like
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's so odd. Well, so you had played the Renaissance Club the year before, so it wasn't your first time around that track. That had to be helpful showing up to a links golf course, knowing how it was going to play.
For sure. I mean, I missed the cut the year before, but I thought it was an awesome course. Like the whole thing is cool. The event's awesome, and it's just like a fun golf course. I know everyone says it's not like true links or whatever, but
I don't mind it. Except the 10th. They need to blow up the 10th.
Golf course to play.
Blow up the 10th green.
Yeah, that one's a little funky, but it worked out well for me that week. So.
I'm sure it did. A lot did that week. It was unbelievable watching you play. Didn't you have like a 62? Was it a 62 like a
61
Saturday?
On Friday?
Okay, so you're heading into the weekend and. You got to be thinking to yourself, I could not be in a better spot, but where were the nerves at just heading into your Saturday round? Like, did you feel comfortable heading into the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was playing well, obviously, trying to follow up a 61 is always hard, and like those rounds always seem to be the hardest, following up a good round. And it was weird, like, I was last group off, and we teed off at like 4, which was like, it's so hard, like, that's been the hardest thing of like playing well, honestly, is like those rounds are so hard to like be ready for because you're trying to kill time all day and try not to do much, and then it's like bang, 4 o'clock, all right, here I go, like I gotta go play. and your day's almost over, and it's just like
it's so just getting started at 4.
Yeah, so like it was weird in that sense, but I played good. I was very nervous, but I also felt good about my game, and I think I shot even or something like that. But it was one of those where if I birdied like 16 coming in, which is the par 5, like I would have been like, all right, that was a good day. Like, and I still walked off the course being like, all right, I'm still in a great spot.
You had a great cushion heading into that Saturday round. So I got to ask you about Sunday. How difficult was it, kind of keeping in your own lane that day, knowing that you're in the final group with Rory McIlroy, and that every single person at that place is going to want to see Rory get the job done. So was that difficult for you, feeling like it was an away game, or did it kind of heighten your focus a little bit more?
I think it heightened my focus a little bit, in the terms of in the fact that it was very nice to play with Wyndham as well. Like, I've become friendly with him and his caddies, really good friends with my caddy. So we were talking all day, and honestly, we talked with Rory too for most of the day, and then it was very, I felt good. I was honestly less nervous Sunday than I was Saturday for whatever reason. But I got off to a decent start. I was a couple under through, 6 or 7. And I was in a zone where, all right, I'm going to play good today. As long as I don't mess up and let the moment get to me, it was going to be a good day. And once I got to, 13 and 14, it started, the crowd started turning to where it was we really don't want you to win. Openly rooting against me. But it was,
and you hear the chirping.
For sure. It's hard not to. So that was but I still felt good. At that moment, all right, I'm doing something right. I've got a lead. People don't want me to win. I'm in a good spot. And then the whole rules official thing happens.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. Felt like,
for the people that didn't get a chance to watch, what exactly happened?
So we were waiting all day, and then we had a long 11th hole. Roy hit it in the trees, had to punch out. We were all grinding for pars, and it took a while. And then they warned us on 12. They were
par 3.
They were hey, just here's a pace warning, but pick it up. So we have 6 holes left, and we're all right, well, we got it. And then we get to 15, and they're we're individually timing you, Chris. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Would you consider yourself to be a slow or fast player? Where would you find yourself, you think?
I'm not. I think I'm fast, but then once I get in the moment, when I know it's crunch time, I definitely am not fast, but I'm not I take my time because it's important.
Yeah.
But at that point we have 4 holes left, and knowing what I know now, the TV coverage didn't matter because they reran it for another 2 hours after. So I was and then we were off the clock on 16. I was like, what the hell was that?
Okay.
So it was very...
Felt like some home cooking, huh?
For sure. And so I knew, I felt it was honestly a great day where, I was so comfortable and I was playing well, and, you knew something had to go wrong that day.
And that was the curveball that you never could prepare for mentally. You could do every bit of mental training to start the day of I want to prepare for every bad situation that could happen, just so that when you get into that uncomfortable situation, you can handle it. But nothing can prepare you for the unexpected. So how were you able to kind of click in? Was it
it was more of screw this guy. I'm gonna go win this thing now because of this guy.
There you go.
And it really turned to it changed my whole focus of trying to take down Rory into screw this guy.
It probably helped.
Honestly, it did. But it was just very it kind of I was in a comfortable spot. I was probably just cruising along, and then I got to all right, this is it. This is my time to if I'm not going to let this rules official take this away from me, kind of thing.
Well, you obviously going to get the job done, and it was so fun to watch you win, and especially in a group like that, it just has to add to the confidence. And you always wonder going into the next week, which is you end up qualifying, obviously getting into the Open Championship, and so most people would think, okay, the tank is empty. Like the guy just had, his first really big win. The expectations for Chris of the Open Championship are, well, we don't know. He hadn't played an Open. So heading into it, were you like, all right, I'm playing really good golf. I think I'm ready to contend in this major championship? Or did you just kind of let the week come to you?
I tried to do a good job of letting the week come to me. I took Monday all the way off.
That's smart.
Early travel day, and I didn't sleep at all.
How could you?
Yeah, like I didn't even do anything. Like no partying or anything. I just you're just sitting in your bed and you're like, how the hell do I fall asleep after all
so
that?
Wired because because the tee time's at 4, man. Like it's
yeah, and I got back to the hotel at 10. And I just sat in my room for 4 hours and just tried to process what just happened. But yeah, and then get up there Monday and really just took it easy, knowing that my game's in a good spot, and just try to see the course, a little different conditions, but not crazy different, and just go out there and be ready for Thursday.
Yeah, well, you were, and it turned out to be a really great week. So how would you sum up? I was really most impressed, I think, just with how well you played on Sunday. Just seemed like, a day that seemed to be very, very important for many reasons, that you really stood up and answered the bell.
Yeah. It was at a point where I put 2 good rounds together before that on Friday and Saturday, and I was getting comfortable with the course and what was coming. And I don't know, I knew I was playing well, and there's no real reason, and I knew I was in a good space and controlling my my mental with the week past and that current week. And yeah, it was fun. We were the group in front of Roy over there, which was bananas, and
sure.
And it was just it was fun.
You played with Hatton?
It was much more.
Right? No, you played with Harris.
Yeah, I played with Harris, which was great. He was we talked all day, and he actually had my old putting coach Ramon caddying for him. So it was just a fun pairing. He was playing well, I was playing well. We were kind of going back and forth, and then he snuck a bomb in on 16.
Oh man, I was sitting there watching that because I was thinking if Chris is able to squeak out a solo second here, how big that would be from a point standpoint. And I'm sitting there watching, and then Harris makes that putt. I was like, oh man, they got this is a mini match going on up here. They both need points for different reasons. Harris is trying to get inside the top 6. Chris is obviously talking about Ryder Cup points, trying to get it, further in to where he's inside the top 12. So I imagine that's going through your head too, trying to get.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of got to the point where it was going to be one of us finishing second or tied second or third. And I didn't do much wrong. He just made, great. He made a bomb on 16, and then he made a great birdie on 17. And I kind of got a little unlucky on 17 where I think my ball hit the right side of the fairway and rolled all the way to the left, and I had an impossible angle. And he made a great putt. But I mean, if you told me Monday morning with how I felt and you're gonna finish solo third, I would have been done, going home.
Was it kind of annoying though that that Scotty Scheffler didn't give you guys just a chance to feel like it was close? When he starts out birdie in the first and really just kind of shutting down the golf tournament in the first 5 holes.
Yeah, but it made it. It was also never going to be I don't know. I didn't really care if I won. I didn't really care if I won, but I wasn't in a spot where it was much pressure either.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice.
Just playing golf, having fun.
Yeah, we were just playing, and I was trying to finish as high as I could, and I knew at that point I think I was 38th or something in FedEx.
Yeah.
And I was all right, let's try to solidify top 50 this week and put a good week together, and then. Yeah, you're
up in the low 20s now, if I remember.
I think I'm 20 now.
Yeah, 20 now because you've had a good week at 3M. That's right. So that's the other one too. The 3M one cracked me up because that there is somebody that put out that Chris Gotterup's not going to have a good week at the 3M, and then you clap back pretty quick after the week, which that's what Twitter's all about. If you can't. If you're going to write an article.
If you put it out there and you say that, and if I see it, I'm but also I totally expect if I say something, someone out there will be hey, you suck this week. Like
totally. It goes both ways.
Yes, for sure.
And you could understand the argument, man. Like you've been on such a great run.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
the tank had to be pretty
I was
empty.
Exhausted all week. Like I had like Monday we got stuck. I got stuck one more night in Ireland.
Oh man.
And then I
do you think
Wednesday
about did you think about withdrawing at any point?
No, because I knew at that point I wasn't going to play Wyndham.
Okay.
So I was like, let's just tough this week out. I'm playing good. Like, let's go put a good finish together and get out of here. But then our Pro-Am got canceled on Wednesday, which was like the biggest blessing in disguise. And then
just watching Netflix just for an afternoon, just chill.
Yeah, and then it was a grind of a week. Like I played great on Thursday, but then I really was just trying to like survive the week. It was hot, and I definitely wasn't playing as great as I was at previous weeks, but to be expected. It was hard to keep it up, and I felt like I had a really solid week to cap off the 3 weeks.
Yeah, I imagine if you even had all the energy, you probably could have given it just a little bit more there at the end. It of course was a great week. But as we head and flip the page to the end of this interview, you have a lot, of course, on the docket coming up. 3 playoff events, talking Memphis, BMW, and then hopefully Tour Championship. You're in a great spot, obviously, at 20th in the FedEx Cup. And then at the end of September, of course, the Ryder Cup. And all of a sudden, you're kind of the darling that's kind of earned its way into position to have a chance to make that team. So are you a person that, of course, acknowledges what's in front of you, but also isn't like a big goal setter? Or is that something that like you write on a whiteboard on your front door before you head out to work in the morning? What's kind of the way you approach this thing?
I'm not a big goal guy. I really just try to take each week as its own kind of thing, which it is. But I'm not starting the year being like I gotta make Eastlake, or else my season's a failure. Like I really just want to try to focus. And now I'm at a point where like, all right, Eastlake is my goal, but like. If I go focus really good on Memphis and play a good week in Memphis, then it takes care of a bunch of other things. So, I'm not at this point, like if you like 3 weeks ago we would be having a totally different interview as well. Like I'm just trying to make the playoffs and but now I'm at a point where like I'm playing. I feel like I have nothing to lose where I'm at now, But I'm not going to go out there and play like a maniac. Like I'm going to try to take the course how it gives me. But I'm trying to look forward to these next 3 weeks and make my way to Eastlake, hopefully.
Oh, have you allowed yourself at least to, picture yourself, whether it's at the Tour Championship or playing in front of a crowd at the Ryder Cup that obviously would feel like a home crowd to you, being a guy from New Jersey? Is that something that you've allowed yourself to get to, just mentally, just to try to picture yourself in a position to be at that spot?
I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't think about it. But,
it's human. It's human nature.
Yeah, but I'm also in a spot where I have to go play good these next couple of weeks if I want any chance of even being considered. So there's, like I said, but I have nothing to lose. I'm hopeful that I go play good these next couple of weeks and I throw my name into the mix. But if I go play okay and hopefully make it to Eastlake still, but like if it doesn't happen, then I still had a great year.
Yeah, it's been a great year. And that's a great way to end this interview because it has been fun to watch you, Chris, because watching you go on this run at the end of the summer in Winks Golf, which is, by the way, I've found that the Open Championship, I think, is probably my favorite major. Gosh, it's just so fun over there. The golf courses and of course, watching you do well was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been fun, and the Open's a special one.
Well, I'm sure you got to get to dinner too, and best of luck. Maybe catching some fish outside over at Oak Tree National, and hopefully you're not on the wrong side of any of the Wolf games before you head over to Memphis next week.
Yeah, luckily no one's home this week, so I can avoid some losing.
Good stuff, buddy. All right, thanks, Chris.
Awesome.
See you soon.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I listen to this podcast. It's really cool. And
all of our local fans and subscribers, but
make sure you like and subscribe.
It's cool to see what you guys are doing. I know golf fans appreciate it, but we do too, so please keep it up.
For all the good people of YouTube, like and subscribe.
You guys have some good takes, so I'm happy to come on and shoot the